Thank you for having me. I appreciate all the work you've done in putting on this conference. My name is Eamon Aloyo. I'm an assistant professor at Leiden University, and today I'm talking about sort of a new idea that I've had, so I'm looking forward to your feedback, and that's thinking about the ethics of planning for upper atmospheric aerosol removal and the catastrophic risk reduction case. So I see some reasons in favor of planning for this if it's not already being done. There's multiple pathways that can lead to this sort of catastrophic risk, including nuclear war, supervolcanic eruptions, geoengineering mistakes, and asteroids or comet strikes. So there's multiple pathways. This is the global cooling and, of course, decreasing sunlight leading to decreased crop yield and famine. The estimates are that the sort of worst case scenarios could kill billions of people from at least some of these, like nuclear winter. There's two other reasons to, I think, do more research onto this, at least. One is that, so far as I know, it's relatively neglected. I haven't been able to find much, if anything, written about this. There has, of course, been quite a bit done on the ethics of stratospheric aerosol injection and solar radiation management. And perhaps we can do something about it. I think some people in the room know more about the practical side of this than I do. But that's why I think maybe we should be thinking more about this and doing more research on it. Many of you probably know these estimates already from Toby Ord. He puts them at nuclear war about 1 in 1,000, supervolcanic eruption about 1 in 10,000, and an asteroid about 1 in a million. Now, of course, much depends on what exactly this might look like. This is from Max Roser, who gives the cumulative probabilities of a percentage per year of nuclear war. Obviously, per year, they probably vary quite a bit. So this is inaccurate in some ways, but it gives you a sense that even if there's relatively small probabilities per year, of course, cumulatively, they add up very quickly, especially the higher ones there. I can think of three main objections to sort of doing this sort of research and planning. One is the moral hazard objection, that this may increase the risk of using risky technology like geoengineering, or it might even increase even a small amount of nuclear war, even a small increase in such sort of a catastrophic outcome could be quite bad. This might be true, and so perhaps it's unwise to sort of go down this route further or too much further. But this risk, I think, would have to be weighed against the benefits. Of course, not all nuclear war would necessarily start off through intentions. We know there have been very close calls through accidents. Of course, there may be, through intentional war, there may, of course, be reasons to pursue this sort of line of research and funding as well, just because the cumulative probabilities, especially not over the next decades, but over hundreds of years, could be relatively large. This may be sort of technically impossible or too costly to do. I don't know about this. I'm curious to learn from you about what you may know about this. This might be true, so it might be impossible. My reply would be to start small. Right? There's smaller opportunity costs, starting small with limited funds. Finally, nuclear war or one of these other impacts could destroy the capability to do this, so it's sort of pointless, right? The cause would also destroy the capability. This could be true, but I think there could also be some ways to mitigate this sort of risk, right? Placing in certain areas that are at lower risk of, say, targets during a full nuclear exchange. So let me stop there. I look forward to your questions and comments, and my email address is on the screen. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so looking for questions in the room. Maybe just one quick one is, could you sketch, do you have some sense of what the kind of technical, how this would work of the kind of science or, engineering behind this? Or is it more kind of saying, this is, if we could come up with a solution for this, it would be very valuable and we should be looking into this?
The second, yeah, I don't have any any sort of technical or engineering background. So it's more sort of an initial idea. Should we be thinking and pursuing this sort of line of thinking?
Cool. Okay, that's absolutely fascinating. Any questions in the room?
Not a question, but just a word.
Yeah.
Not a question, but just a word of appreciation. I think it's a really interesting, different perspective. So thank you.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, and please.
Abusing the privilege, and thanks for your really interesting talk. I wonder if there's like an additional reason as to why this could be important, which is that like if there are attempts around aerosol injection, and if it turns out in practice to actually be a really bad idea, and maybe if those attempts are done, you know, in a kind of a where there's only one actor or one state kind of involved, it might be important to know how to remove those aerosols quite quickly. Is that a thing you've been thinking about at all?
Yes. So this was one of the things I meant to say here. I agree. So I think this could be a geoengineering mistake. That's something like I had in mind there, solar radiation management. Yeah, a mistake, error. So I agree, yes.